everyone, welcome back to my channel, Sun Salutation Spotlight. If this is your first time here, my name is Andrea, and today we're going to continue our series on San Francisco yoga studios. So this is the second video in a series of 3 videos on San Francisco studios. You can see my first video featuring Love Story Yoga right there. But for now, we're going to move on to Yoga Garden SF. So I chose this studio because it is a really beautiful space, as well as they have about 7 locations in the city, going from the one I visited, which was in Nopa. They have one in the Mission, they have one in Bernal Heights, they have another one in the Inner Richmond and another in the Inner Sunset, and the last one is in Noe Valley and another one in Nob Hill. So they are certainly sprinkled throughout the city, and if you live pretty much anywhere in the 7 by 7 square mile radius of San Francisco, you can probably reach one of their studios. The Nopa studio, when I walk in, it's this beautiful arbor looking space which fits the name so perfectly, Yoga Garden. And when you walk in through that arbor door, there is a beautiful garden there. They've got some wonderful monstera plants growing like crazy. Of course, it's all manicured, but it looks really beautiful. And then you walk to the right and down the walkway, and that's where the entrance to the studio is. It's an old Victorian building, and it really is so charming. They also have 3 different practice spaces within the same studio there in the Nopa location, and they have them named by the elements, which I think is so cute. They have air, earth, and water. The studio space was really beautiful, lots of natural light, really quintessential old San Francisco building. It must have been an old Victorian home. So I definitely appreciated the whole experience and vibe they're offering there at Yoga Garden SF. I also did notice they had at least 1 or 2 showers, so if you're there in the middle of your day planning to take a shower, that was an option there as well. It was a noon class. I took it with Danielle Numis. So Danielle was an amazing teacher. She really made a point to connect with each individual student in class. There were at least 20 students that she checked down the list of all the students and the whole roster and made sure she named out each person that she didn't know so she could familiarize herself with each student. If there were students she already knew, of course she was welcoming them back to class. When she was giving you immediate feedback during class, she knew you by name. And I thought that that was also really a personalized experience with Danielle. And after class, I was able to chat with Danielle, and she is really connected with the yoga community there in San Francisco. She knew a couple of the other teachers that I know, and it was really great to connect with her after. I thought she had a really beautiful personality and a really bright, sparkly sense of being that I really appreciated. Also, the studio director was extremely kind. Her name was Holly, and she was extremely friendly to me and welcoming and showed me around and really made a point to make sure I felt comfortable. So I definitely appreciated my interactions with both the people at the studio there as employees, as well as the other students. It's really funny how words don't need to necessarily be said for you to sense an energy from people, but in this case, I definitely felt like everyone who was there was really happy to be there. And I just really love that energy. There's like a buzziness before class that I just think is really part of the community of going to a yoga class in person. So that was definitely felt there. And also the same thing, like without needing to hear words or speak, you know, certain people would just smile at me, and I always feel like that is a really kind and welcoming spirit of generosity. So I definitely felt that there at Yoga Garden SF. And then going on to the variety. So of course they have so many studios, which makes it a really awesome place to practice because you're never gonna run out of teachers to learn from. They have about 25 teachers on the schedule. So definitely a great plethora of different styles of teaching to really find your niche and your perfect fit as far as the right teacher for you, because it is sometimes a little bit of trial and error for every single student. So it's really nice to have that option to choose different varieties of teachers. And then moving on to class variety types, this list is so long that I'm actually gonna have to read some of them out. They had power yoga, vinyasa of course, a Vinyan class, they have a postnatal baby and me class, they have a bar class, they also had mindful flow, restorative, a regular yin class, yoga sculpt, hatha align, flow, core, and restore. And I think that's all of them. Mindful flow, if I didn't already say that. So definitely a huge different variety of classes. Each of those class types has a totally different style. Of course, I think it's really interesting that they have a postnatal baby and me class. I've never seen that on a schedule. I've seen postnatal, I've seen prenatal, but I haven't really seen anything where you can bring your new baby with you, which I think is a really cool idea, and it sounds like a beautiful space for community, especially for new moms. So I think that that sounds really inviting and beautiful, and it sounds like a really wonderful offering that they have there. And then as far as COVID goes, it was a requirement to present COVID vaccine. You can present it upon arrival, or you can send them a picture of your vaccine ahead of time via email. There's some information online. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your attention and for your interest in my channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and ding the notification bell so you know when I have new stuff coming out. I will be posting every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. as I have been all along. And I welcome your feedback, your comments, your thoughts, your ideas about places you'd like me to visit. I would love to hear that in the comments below. Thank you again. Namaste. Be well.